Hello, my name's Rachel Cross and I'm the main designer of the Creative Grids ruler range. The latest range that I've designed is a range of single strip rulers designed specifically for 2.5 inch wide strips of fabric. Your 2.5 inch wide strips can be cut with these rulers, but also available on the market are jelly rolls, which are a variety of 2.5 inch wide strips of fabric. These are also available in 1.5 inch wide strips, which work beautifully when sewn together with this range of rulers. The range includes a 45-degree trapezoid, a 45-degree triangle, a 60-degree triangle and a 90-degree triangle. And it's the 90-degree triangle that I'm going to show you how to use today. The single strip rulers are printed in inches. On one side there is a 2.5 inch wide ruler for cutting strips, and on the other side are multiple triangles. The reverse side of the ruler, there is a unique opaque non-slip grip which stops the ruler from slipping and sliding when cutting. They are printed with fine black and white markings for use with light and dark fabrics. The final feature of the single strip ruler is this portion, which has a circular cutout area, enabling the rotary cutter to easily cut beyond the fabric and into the ruler area. Both a 28mm and 45mm rotary cutter can be used with these rulers. I'm going to show you how simple and quick it is to use these single strip rulers. So before you start, you would need to sort your fabrics out into coordinating colours, either lights and darks. Okay, and I'll just quickly show you the non-slip. It allows the ruler to be moved around the fabric until slight pressure is applied, and that's when it grips the fabric. So firstly, to cut 2.5 inch wide strips, you'll just then move the ruler across the fabric till it comes to the end of the 2.5 inch wide ruler. Okay, and then we're ready to cut a 2.5 inch wide strip. So you can spread your hand across this side of the ruler and then rotary cut. So there you have a pair of 2.5 inch wide strips. Now you would turn the ruler around. It's best if you keep the fabric on the board and not move it, and then you can line the triangles up. The base of the triangle lines up perfectly with the bottom edge of the fabric, and the top edge of the triangles line up perfectly with the top edge of the fabric as well. So now we're ready to cut all of these 90-degree triangles with just one position of the ruler. So spread your hand across this side of the ruler because that's not in use anymore, and avoid the circular cutout areas because that's where your rotary cutter is going to go into. So get ready and you spread your hand across there, and then we're ready to rotary cut. And as you can see, the rotary cutter's cut beyond the fabric and gone into the circular cutout area. If you move your hand across, and there's the wastage at the ends. And when you remove the triangle, you've now cut 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 90-degree triangles already paired. So these can go straight to the sewing machine, and you can sew them into squares like this one there. If you've got a 45-degree strip ruler, you can also make flying geese panels with this as well. So you've got your 90-degree triangle there, and then you can just add your 45 degrees onto the side to make 90-degree and 45-degree flying geese panels like this one that we've done there. The next stage would be if you sew 2 strips together. So you've cut your 2.5 inch wide strips, and then what you would do is you would sew down either side a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I've got one here, and this time you've made a tube. So it's sealed down either side, and then you're ready to cut triangles already sewn together. So again, you just place the triangle ruler over the top of the tube and just nudge the fabric into place before you start rotary cutting, and when you're happy it's in the correct place, then you can start rotary cutting again all the way along. And this time you will end up with a piece of fabric that looks like this, and it's joined together with 2 or 3 running stitches going across the top. What you'd need to do is just unpick those, and then when you flip it open you've created a square already sewn together with your 2 90-degree triangles in it. And this is what you can create. And there you have all the squares already sewn together. Now I'd like to show you how to use the same ruler cutting 1.5 inch wide strips. So you can just position your fabric and then line the ruler up, and you've got the 1.5 inch line there, and then you can just rotary cut and cut 1.5 inch wide strips. Okay, so what you would do, you've got your 2 strips, and then what you would do is you'd sew these together down one side, and you'll end up with a piece that looks like this. So they're already sewn together. Then what you can do, you can cut them out at this stage. Just rotate the ruler, then line it up as before and just nudge it into place, and when you're happy that all the tops of the triangles line up with the top edge of the fabric, you can spread your hand across and you can rotary cut these pieces out. You can do exactly the same thing if you repeat the process and join another 2 strips together, and then you put these on top of each other so that they're coordinating, and then you would sew again down either side with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and you will end up with a tube again that looks like that. So you can then lay your ruler on the top as you did before, and just get it into place. Tops of the triangles are lining up perfectly, and the base of the triangle lining up with the bottom edge of the fabric. Again, spread your hand across this side and you can rotary cut these all out. And this is what you'll end up with. Again, with a piece of fabric that's got 2 or 3 little running stitches going across the top. And when you flip these open, you've created a square with 4 strips already within it. And this is the piece that we've created using that process. So you can see how simple it is to create the squares within that piece. Each ruler shown today comes with step-by-step instructions. I hope you've enjoyed the demonstration today and that I've inspired you into your next project, and thank you very much for watching.